Yeah, so this college football season really kicked off. They had a game the previous week, a few games if I'm not mistaken. Like
it started off technically a little bit before.
Yeah, but the real stuff started Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah, that's when they start really.
Thursday.
They put a lot of games on that Thursday or whatever, or a big game or so to start that season off and really get the numbers up and stuff like that. And of course, what better way to start it off with season number 2 of Deion, Coach Prime. And the Colorado Buffs versus North Dakota State, and it was once again like they had last year. They had a lot of exciting games. I say that much, yo. So it started off somewhat similar like last year. Yeah. So how did y'all feel about the game?
I think for me, one of the cringeworthy moments, and again, he a young kid, so I get it. But when it was pregame, and my man Shador was coming up to the crowd that was clearly out there watching them warm up. And he just walked up to the crowd. He had like a crazy expensive watch on, and he did his perfect timing celebration.
Bro just had to watch at the crowd. That's crazy. The NIL deal, they getting too much chicken.
He getting too much bread.
I'm not mad. I would have did the same thing at that age with all that money, bro.
Yo, it's crazy though.
Just walking up with the crazy AP on.
Because he the first Nike NIL athlete.
Man. Yeah, I salute him on that. Salute him on that. I'm not mad at it.
And it's fitting too because his pops is who he is, and he
clearly
did what he did
time
with Nike.
Prime
and
time,
then
man.
It's not like it's just hype. Some people might consider somebody else's son hype, but
and I like
Shador
him.
Is like
you know, I like him coining that perfect timing thing, man. That's perfect for him. Like you have to have perfect timing as a quarterback. Typically, that's usually great for you. So I get it, you know, as far as marketing as well. So he killing it on that front. But as far as the game,
no, I was gonna say real quick though. One of their biggest things is they see that he. Of course, it's Deion, like I said, but they see that he possibly could be the number 1 pick. So it's a win-win across the board.
It's almost up there. Unless something crazy happened, like he start throwing wild picks or something, he's a dominant piece.
Nah, he be
if you could put him behind
bro.
a good line, a serviceable line.
Yeah,
he got sacked
dropping dimes
52 times. That was I think it was second overall.
Yeah, he got killed last year.
In all of college football, like major college.
He was getting killed in this game.
He was getting
smacked.
That
line
was mad
touchdowns and I think maybe 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he's cold.
He's nice.
He's definitely cold with it. So I like his pocket presence and all that. So yeah. His weapons, of course, are as well on the offensive side. Yeah. He just has, like you said, deficiencies on the defensive line. Maybe I think
they don't be putting
linebackers
pressure on nobody like that.
So you want to get to the game?
Yeah, let's get to it because I don't think it was anything else really. He had his normal, like he got all of everybody on the sideline.
Yeah.
Anybody that's anybody is on. Cloudorado.
Yeah. Yeah, Gilly was wilding out in the corner, yo. when Hunter caught that.
It was a hell of a catch, though. That
was a wild catch. Everybody would wild out.
To be right there, I would have did the same thing.
Everybody would wild out.
A lot of times with Gilly, I'll be like, all right, he doing a bit much. But I'm not going to lie, yo. When he was positioned to see that catch, I think all of us would have went crazy.
Yeah, everybody would have went position.
He was right there. That was one of the wildest catches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
We just seen crazy catches with people one on. Like it was two yesterday.
That pick?
Wild joints.
Did you see that interception?
Yes, it was a lot of wild joints. But that one, I'm getting.
I mean, he caught that literally on his head.
It was crazy, yo.
That's almost impossible to do.
He definitely nice,
like
bro.
So I
funny
guess to start it off.
Conversation too. When we was watching the first part of the game, we when he go to the league, what is he gonna play? And I'm like, they got to keep him as a.
We're gonna talk about that separately.
Yeah. So starting off the game, man, like you get to see the defense is struggling already. You see North Dakota State was moving that ball. Mm-hmm. Even in that first drive, they only got 3 points. They were definitely moving the ball. They didn't really have a fear of him. That quarterback I like too, number 7. Yeah, he was a dog, man. He was one of those improvisers. So he definitely gonna get out the pocket and just make a move if he needs to.
He checked out of some plays too.
Yeah. So he was a dog. He gave him problems. I think the final score was 30-26. But in that beginning portion, you get to see their offense working, and you see how fast those receivers are if you get them out just in the open field. Weaver, I think, is one of them. Like he caught crazy passes. Was that him that caught the 198 yards?
No, Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy Horn
Jr. Yeah.
Jimmy Horn Jr. Weaver was crazy too, though.
And he would have had 200, but he dropped the easiest pass of the night that he had, which was a little screen. He just dropped it because he would probably take that up another 20 yards.
He was
probably looking up the field.
He was probably thinking about. He probably knew his stats. He probably was thinking about, I might get 200.
He overthought it
and dropped that joint. That was a crazy part. But
But Travis Hunter's touchdown in that first drive was when I was like, yo, this kid.
Bro, yeah.
This kid is different, yo. Like,
Yeah, he definitely.
he caught that in the just maybe 3 yards up, like in the flat a little bit, and he just moved to the right slightly to get the first guy out of position, and then it was just straight acceleration for like 40 yards, touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Yeah,
He's nice.
That's the thing with them overall. Like their skill position,
Yeah,
they're not really an issue. It's the line.
Yep.
The only reason I'm not going to cook them, as far as because there was the protection looked solid. I don't know if there's any guys that will go to the NFL from North Dakota State on that line, so I can't be like, oh, they look great. Because he got hit a few times. He actually made some really good throws with a defender in his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some really, really good
Absolutely.
throws. The D-line looked a little sus, but one of the things is they pull so many people from the portal. Some of it is like continuity. Some of it is time. Like they just got to play together.
They just started.
They just started playing
I mean, it's
together.
the first game, so like they that early rust sometimes got to come off you for real football.
Because they got to get at least definitely a little more pressure up the middle. They got in the second half. They did a little bit of a better job.
I know
with that.
Sapp gonna be on him too. He gonna definitely be
as
on
he
him.
should. As he
He's
should.
gonna be talking to him.
That's
And they
what I
didn't
was
get blown
hoping
out or
would make
anything.
the defensive line improve a little bit more
Because it improved. It improved in the second
The
half.
second half looked
Yeah.
much better.
Looked a lot better in the
much
second
better.
half. So clearly something happened in that locker room. You know, you get
Yeah.
that
Scream
always
on it.
happens with their teams. It seems
Yeah.
like in these close games like this.
Yeah, yeah.
They
No,
start
that
out
was definitely
struggling.
a theme last year. yo.
Coach, they go in the locker room and they come out and they just a totally different team because you know what happened in that locker room. So
They was getting North Dakota State. One of the things that was, and this was happening last year, but that's also because the line can't get pressure up the middle. Typically, they was getting carved up on a lot of like inside routes, man. Joints short, and not. It wasn't a lot of stuff outside the numbers. It was just boom, they killing you for 6 here. Boom, they killing you for 8 here. And that joint get demoralizing after a while. It's like,
does.
God dang, can we get off the field, yo? Like
penalties too.
I'm gonna be honest. Some of the discipline issues, man. Like
Shallow in that
that was
first
so
half.
silly,
That
man.
was a silly hit. It
so
was
silly, unnecessary as hell. Yeah.
Unnecessary roughness he caught on one of the receivers on North
Well
Dakota
after
State.
the play, yo.
Completely after the play.
They had an offsides.
Offsides that was on a fourth down.
It would have been
if they
fourth
would've-
down
if they'd have
and then
stopped it.
and they didn't do that. It was, and I think it was something else in that game, but it was just like, guys, you gotta
Mental.
relax.
Yeah, you gotta
They
get
had
the
some-
mental right.
They had some plays where Shador at the end shouldn't have thrown. They should have just ran it 3 straight times, and he tried to go big because he was trying to get his guy. Because I listened to the post game stuff. He was trying to get his. Forgot who it was. Because they have so many weapons. He was like, he wanted to get him a play.
Yeah.
He said, and he felt disrespected that it was 1-on-1. And technically, he got off. He wasn't able to get the pass, get all of. He wasn't able to get everything behind the pass because there was a defender right in his face.
Yeah.
Because it would have looked crazy and it would have been a touchdown. But it's like it's the bad play because like against certain other teams, you might not be able to get that off,
True.
and then you're gonna cost your team.
And that could cost you the game.
Yeah, just like at the end of the game when instead of batting it down, everybody want to be a highlight on it. That's the one problem. He's trying to get the interception. The dude caught it at the 4. He just happened to not be in the end zone.
Yeah.
Bro, if he'd have threw it another 4 yards, the game is over. They lose the game.
Yeah. So
Because you're trying to style and profile. You gotta,
They know the lights
it's an
on them
art
too, though.
like
They know the
Miami.
lights
When it
on
was
them.
Miami, it was an art to styling and profiling and winning. And even early in that program's history, when we look at like certain docs and stuff like that, they had to learn the hard way, but then they figured it out. And then when they had their resurgence, when we was like, late elementary, middle school, and all that type of stuff, they kind of figured it out a lot more. But it's like you got to be very careful with toting that line because you're gonna cost your team some key games. And this year, they don't have a huge margin for error. They gotta win.
It's a tough division, man.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to watch, man. This next game, honestly.
Yeah.
I think who they play
They
next?
play Nebraska at Nebraska.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
tough
tough
place
game.
to play, man.
So-
it's not even just it's a tough place to play. Like because college, unlike the NFL, it's like more than enough data to prove playing on the road, whether it be basketball or football, it's a big difference, yo, and how it affects your team either way, yo. So like they're gonna be that's a tough. I think it was at Lincoln or whatever. That's a tough environment. Period. It's one of the tougher college environments. So they got to be on point, man. They can't have a slow start like
And
they
the
did
mistakes
last game.
and those mentals. Keep that the penalties to a limit.